What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. Welcome to our daily show where we discuss everything going on here in our country that you need to know about here on a daily basis. In this video, I want to talk about the $2,400 raise to Social Security beneficiaries. Will it be passed this month or within the next 30 days? I'll show you this bill. This is in addition to the cost of living adjustment, which was just announced. Okay. Now remember here, I'll show you the details here on the screen here in a moment. But first, if you're new to our YouTube channel or if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to click the subscribe button down below. It's completely free to do so. This way you won't miss out on our new videos that come out here on YouTube. And click the bell icon after you subscribe. It appears next to the subscribe button. New videos come out here on our YouTube channel every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Part of my mission is to keep you guys updated with the new information coming out here for Social Security and what's coming out here on the federal level, like a potential fourth stimulus check. There's also 33 different states that have approved state stimulus checks, property tax rebate checks, and lowering taxes. So California has a $1,050 state stimulus check, or up to $1,050 state stimulus check, going out to about 23 million people right now. It's actually going out right now. Okay. And there's 33 different states that are sending out checks or have already sent out or going out here before the end of the year. So I'll link you to a video here on that here at the end of this video. Okay. But in this video, I want to focus on, will the next raise to Social Security, in addition to the cost of living adjustment, which was just announced, the largest in over 40 years, be passed here within the next 30 days. And this is very important because I'll show you this here. So, number one, there is this bill, and actually a couple variations of this bill in Congress right now to expand and raise Social Security benefits by, and everybody underneath Social Security as well, VA, RRB, SSI, SSDI. There's a couple different variations of this bill to raise Social Security benefits by $2,400 a year, which is an extra $200 per month. It would actually extend the solvency by 75 years. Okay. So you can see this. This is directly from Senator Bernie Sanders' page. Remember, he's an independent. There's about 200 sponsors in Congress that said, yes, we are willing to vote for this. And they need a few more people to vote yes on this, and they would be able to pass this. Okay. This would be in addition to the Social Security COLA raise, also known as cost of living adjustment, which will be 8.7% starting in January 2023, which is really not that far away at this point. So 8.7%, that will be the largest in 40 years, 41 years actually, going all the way back to 1981. So that'll be really, really good for pretty much everybody on Social Security and underneath the Social Security umbrella, 8.7%. And the other really good thing here about this is if you pay for Medicare Part B, you can see here that the Medicare Part A and B, Medicare Part B, is actually going to go down. The price of it is actually going to go down based on what it was last year, which is a good thing because inflation is at a 40-plus year high. So for it to go down, last year it went up by $21 and some change. So it could have went up by more. I mean, if you're just thinking about this out loud, if last year Medicare Part B went up by $21 and some change, and inflation is higher this year, It could have went up by $25 or $30. So this year, it's actually going down by a little bit over $5, which is surely better than going up by $21 or $25 or $30. So this is really, really good. We're going to have the largest cost of living increase, 8.7% in 41 years. And we're not going to see the largest Medicare Part B increase in 41 years. We're actually going to see a decrease, which is a godsend. Godspeed. God was helping us out here for this one. Really, really good. Yeah, you can see here the standard monthly premium for Medicare Part B enrollees will be $164.90 for 2023, a decrease of $5.20 from what it was last year, $170.10. So at least we didn't see the largest increase in 41 years for Medicare Part B. We're seeing a decrease, which is really good news. So it won't take away from the massive increase we're going to see for the cost of living adjustment, which is going to be really good news. The annual deductible for Medicare Part B is also going down to $226 from $233. Now, in addition to this, there's several bills in Congress that they're trying to pass, including a raise to Social Security of and everybody underneath the Social Security umbrella, of $2,400 a year. There is also another bill that would raise the minimum level, the minimum payout of Social Security to 125% of the federal poverty level, which would come out to, I'll show you here, the federal poverty level here for 2022, you can see it goes up every year. We don't know what it is for 2023 yet. I think it comes out in January. But you can see it went up from 2021 to 2022 from 12,880 to 13,590. So 13,590 divided by 12 means the poverty level is $1,132 a month. You divide that, or that's divided, that's per month, but they want to make the Social Security level minimum payout 125% of that times 1.25, which would mean the minimum Social Security payout would be $1,415 if they're able to pass this. Okay, that's one version of the Social Security raise bill. Another version of the Social Security raise bill is to raise Social Security benefits by $2,400 a year. So the other one is to, as I said here, would make the minimum payout $1,415 a year, or $1,415 a month. So anybody making less than that would automatically get $1,415 a month. Can they pass this before the election? And even if they don't pass it before the election, remember that Congress stays in Congress until January. Okay? So this is a common misconception that right after the election everything stops and they don't do anything. This is not actually the case, okay? They actually stay in there until January, and then only the people that get voted out leave, and then the new people replace them. Okay, so generally it seems like not many people get voted out. I mean, again, you guys can let me know your thoughts on this. It seems like the majority of people, for one reason or another, end up staying in there, and seems like some of these people really need to get voted out. And again, from either side, you can let me know your thoughts here. I tend to really not be a Democrat or a Republican. I tend to consider myself just a realist. Just look at things from a realistic point of view and think, what's good for Americans? What's good for seniors? What's good for children? What's good for people in general, and I really wish that Republicans and Democrats could come together more and vote on issues that really affect Americans. You know, you look at bills like this. So the $2,400 raise, Senator Bernie Sanders, who's actually an independent, um, they sent this to the Social Security Administration and had them do the math on the bill. Okay. And the Social Security sent they're not Democrat or they're not Republican. They don't like change people when a new president comes in. They don't fire all the employees like when a new president comes in and bring in all Democratic employees. And then if a new Republican president comes in, they don't fire them all and bring in new Republican employees. That's not how it works. So people that have been there for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, and they're bringing in new people and old people, but they're not partisan. Okay. So they sent their mathematicians to do the math on this bill and said, yes, we would be able to pay out these additional benefits of $2,400 a year and extend the solvency of Social Security by 75 years. And you might say, well, how can they do this? How can they pay out an additional $2,400 a year and extend the solvency by 75 years? Because you may have heard, or if you've been watching my channel, you know that Social Security is set to be insolvent in about 13 years. And it was actually extended out a year because more taxes are being paid here in the last year. More people have gone back to work. Unemployment is at a 50-year low. It's at about 3.5%, probably because inflation's high. So more people have gone back to work. So the solvency was actually pushed out by a year. But what that means is that Social Security is not going to run out in 13 years. It's just going to be, they're only going to be able to pay out 80% of the full benefits. But that's not a good thing either way. But this bill, they would actually be able to pay out $2,400 of additional benefits to all Social Security beneficiaries and extend the solvency by 75 years, which is like an entire lifetime. So, one, this sounds like a really good thing, and it was vetted by Social Security and their mathematicians and their models and their projections. Okay. And two, it's more money for everybody, which you got to think that a lot of people for Social Security, an extra $2,400 a year that's an extra 2 months of payment, an extra 3 months of payment for some people. That's a lot of money. And the way they're going to do this is they're going to make people that make over $250,000 to $400,000. Remember, there's a couple different variations of the bill in Congress. Okay, make them pay into the Social Security payroll system. Okay, so what happens is right now the level changes a little bit each year based on inflation. But right now, if you make over $147,000, roughly, and some change, $147,000, you stop paying into Social Security. Okay, so if you make 500,000 or 5 million or 500 million, you only pay Social Security payroll taxes up to $147,000. It's just the way the law is. The reason for that is because you've hit the maximum amount of Social Security benefits that you can make for that year. Okay, so the maximum amount that you can make for that year, you pay in, and remember, it's kind of like a pension system. Social Security is basically like a pension system. You pay in, and later on, you're expected to get your money back out later on. Basically, so that's what that is. So when you've paid in the maximum amount for that year, you won't pay in anymore because you've already paid the maximum for that year. So later on, you'll get the maximum benefit because you've paid in the maximum. That's why some people get more than other people because they've paid in more to the system. Okay, that's kind of how it works. Okay, but this rule change would make high income earners continue to pay in over $147,000. So if they made 5 million, they would pay in for all that money over 147,000, 200, 500,000, a million, 2 million, 3 million, 4 million, 5 million. They would pay all that additional taxes, but not get any benefit at all. So they would pay taxes on millions of dollars, depending on how much they make, and not get any benefit at all. And there's a lot of people that make millions and millions or even billions. There's a lot of people like this, and there's a lot of money to be paid on there. Would pay into the system. And remember, there's the I've seen this a lot here recently. The top three wealthiest people in the world, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and I forgot who the third one is right now because it fluctuates a little bit. They have as much wealth as the lowest 50% of Americans. So the whole 50% of Americans, the top three wealthiest people in the world, have as much wealth as the entire bottom 50% of all of America. So this is where wealth inequality, if you've ever heard that saying, it's very real that three people in America have as much money as 50% of the lowest income people combined. Just think about that. So Congress can pass this. They really only need a few more votes. They could literally pass this here within the next 30 days if they wanted to. If they can get a few more votes, this could be a done deal. And we've seen a lot of things. We've seen 3 stimulus checks passed. We've seen rent assistance passed, mortgage assistance passed. 33 states are passing state stimulus checks, inflation relief checks. We've seen $10,000 to $20,000 of student loan forgiveness passed via executive order. The applications are literally open for that right now. I just did a recent video on that. I'll link to that here next. But I mean, we've seen so many different things passed. There's no reason that this can't happen as well. So I'll keep you up to date here on this. Let me know your thoughts here in the comments. And make sure to click the subscribe button down below and the bell icon if you haven't yet so you don't miss out on new videos. And I'll keep you up to date here on this and everything else going on here in our country on a daily basis. You can click here to watch my newest video on 33 different states that are sending out stimulus checks here as well. You can click this top video up here to see about the student loan forgiveness of $10,000 to $20,000 that's available now. And this bottom video about the federal stimulus checks, a video I just did about that, a fourth stimulus check. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.